Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Dzkan Toys, where I do reviews and share my thoughts on some of my favorite toy releases. Today we have a new unboxing to do. It is Super Vegito from Dragon Ball Super under the S.H.Figuarts line. Alright, here we have our Super Vegito unboxed. So let's start with the background information of the toy company as well as our character. In regards to S.H.Figuarts, they're a popular line of high-quality collectible figures made by Bandai. The toy line originally debuted in 2008 and is targeted towards the adult fans of the series with its higher price and more show-accurate detailing of the figurines. As for our character Vegito, he's a fan favorite from the Dragon Ball series. He's a combination fusion of Kakarot, which is Goku, and Vegeta, using the Potara earrings from the Supreme Kai. Originally in the Dragon Ball Z series, the Potara earring fusion is supposed to last forever, but it was later retconned in Dragon Ball Super against the fight with Vegito and Zamasu. The time limit became around 1 hour and may be shortened depending on power usage. As Vegito became Super Saiyan Blue, the time limit seems to decrease. I'm actually really curious to know, Dragon Ball fans out there, which fusion you guys like better, Gogeta or Vegito? Personally, originally I like Vegito better, but after seeing Dragon Ball Super, the movie with Broly, it definitely makes a case for Gogeta. So let me know down in the comment section below. What do you guys think? Let's move on to the aesthetics and paint job of the figure. In terms of the aesthetics, I really enjoyed the new release of Vegito over here. Not only did we get an upgraded version of the body to the 2.0 articulation, we also have a fully new hair and face sculpt. The face sculpt and hair sculpt is the most important thing here in my opinion, and it seems like Bandai really did a good job in terms of giving us a cool Vegito looking hair sculpt and face. Here's a closer look at the hair sculpt. It's done really nicely, and I really like the fact that they emphasize on the two bangs in the front, which is the signature hairstyle of Vegito. Here's a side view of the details of the hair sculpt. Now let's have a back view. Also the other side. Overall, there's not much to say here then. We have a clean hair sculpt and a clean face sculpt. I believe it represents Vegito nicely, so I have no complaints over here. In addition, we also have the nice touch-up sculpting details of the earring. In terms of paintwork for the head, we have the very obvious pop of the gold metallic for the earrings. This really emphasized the fact that Vegito is wearing the Potara earrings, so I really enjoy the paint used here. Also for the hair color, the blue seems to be the same color used on the Gogeta release for S.H.Figuarts. It's a nice blue with sort of a shine to it. For the midsection of the body, all the details are sculpted nicely. Although there's not too many details, from what we do have for the clothing, we do have some nice bends that are sculpted in. As for the color, we have a combination of dark blue and orange. This is of course a combination of colors from Vegeta's outfit and Goku's outfit with the blue and orange. One complaint I want to make about my sample of this figure is on the right side. If you see for the orange part of the sleeve for Vegito, there's some sort of black shading over there. This is actually not done intentionally. This seems like the orange paint on the sleeves wasn't applied properly, and we have some of the blue showing from the bottom. When we turn our attention to the other sleeve with the orange decoration part for the color, we do not have this issue. So hopefully we can have better quality control for Bandai. Before we move on to the lower body, we have one more color separation at the waist part, which is Vegito's belt. This is done in a lighter blue color than the rest of the blue for his outfit. Although this is a lighter blue, I would say it's still a bit darker compared to the baby blue color of the hair. In terms of the lower half of the body, we have some nice sculpting details for the pants. There's a lot of nice lines over here. It's really similar to a lot of the Dragon Ball outfits that we see. I'm not really sure if this is his new sculpt or reuse of, for example, maybe a Goku figure in the past. As for the shoes, we have the signature style Saiyan suits shoes. These boots are primarily white in color, with the toes being this brownish yellow. Similarly to the boots, for Vegito's hands, he also wears the Saiyan style gloves. This is probably due to the trait of Vegeta always wearing these battling gloves. So the fusion version of Goku and Vegeta for the hands, we have these gloves done in the white color. Again, here's a back view of the figure. There's not much going on here, but it does look acceptable. Next up, let's move on to the accessories of the figure. In terms of the accessories, I would say this is definitely a cool release and one of the better ones compared to the recent S.H.Figuarts Dragon Ball line releases. We have a lot of accessories to go over, so let's start with the faceplates first. The first faceplate that we see over here comes straight out of the box attached to Vegito, and it is his technically normal face, but he also had this kind of cocky smirk to it. Next up, we have this cool teeth grinning face. Very serious. It can be used for many battle poses. The third one we have is a shouting face. This one is nicely painted for the mouth details, which includes the tongue and the teeth. Again, this facial expression can be used for many battle poses or Vegito's signature energy attacks. The final option we have is also a shouting face. The only difference between this one and the third option is for Vegito's eyes, he's looking to the sides. So this one is very good for some of the Kamehameha poses that we see Vegito performing in the show, because as he tilts his body, we can have his eyes also tilted towards the side, ready to launch his signature final Kamehameha. Before we move on to the other accessories, one interesting thing I want to showcase is that for this Vegito, the faceplate, when we take it off, for this face, we actually have the bangs attached and molded in. But for all of the three other facial expressions, we actually have the bangs not molded in. So for the three other faces, what happens is we actually have a bang piece which we plug in through the peg hole for each of the hair, and then we'll put it on Vegito's head. So maybe they wanted to save some plastic over here, I'm not too sure. But yeah, so for three of the face plates, we actually have to swap off the bangs as well, except for the last face. Next up, for the hand accessories, we have a pair of closed fists, a pair of open palms, a pair of gripping style hands, which we can use for his Kamehameha attack, one single right hand with a peg hole at the center. This is for plugging the Kamehameha effect included in this release, which is over here. I'll plug it in just a bit. We have one right-sided karate style chopping hands, and we also have one of these left side, seems like some sort of a gripping hand. I assume this is to be used in combination with the peg hole hand with the Kamehameha, so we can try that out later. Next up, we have one of the left side hand double finger pointing hands. Lastly, we have one of the left-sided hand like this. This one is most likely to recreate the scene that we see in Dragon Ball Super. Once Vegito fused, he becomes a little bit cocky and is saying, hey, come on. So this is an alternative angle from the other side. I really enjoyed this hand and it's definitely something unique. Moving back to the effect piece for the Kamehameha, or the final Kamehameha for Vegito's case over here. So we can use these two hands, and we do have a peg on the Kamehameha itself, which we can plug on the peg hole over here. So let's try it out and show you guys. Here we have the final Kamehameha effect piece attached. Looks pretty good. Here's a closer look. What I really like about this effect piece is that we finally have a new Kamehameha effect piece to use. Compared to the original ones that we keep on getting from the S.H.Figuarts Dragon Ball line, this one is definitely a new mold. We have the nice blue energy ball with these thunder lightning effects radiating from it. I also like the fact that after plugging it into the hands, it looks like it is sort of floating a little bit because it's not directly attached to the hand. There's still a distance from the peg hole and the energy ball due to the peg having a little bit of a length to it. This is what I mean. It sort of have a floating effect to it, as we can see the peg over here does have some sort of distance and length to it. This means that when posing, if we hide the peg properly, we can achieve a very nice effect. Alternatively, as a one-handed effect, I believe this energy ball looks pretty nice too. Next up, let's show off the last accessory, which is everything to do with Vegito's signature energy sword attack. We have this tray over here for the energy sword. We can take it out and combine it. We also get two pieces of the base of the energy sword. One of them is for plugging into the hand, and the other is for attaching onto the Zamasu S.H.Figuarts to achieve a stabbing effect, which I will show you guys in a bit. We also have this peg over here, which I guess we'll work with somehow. I'll see how it's attached to Zamasu in just a bit. Okay, so I actually attached everything together. It looks something like this. This is definitely an upgrade compared to the original Vegito signature energy effect included in the 1.0 release. The bottom is really this huge spiky energy beam part here, and the sword is much longer too. Compared to our S.H.Figuarts Vegito, it's actually quite a good size. It is taller than him. So let's try to put it on and see what it looks like. Here we go, so that's the results of it. It's actually quite a big energy effect piece. I really like seeing these from these S.H.Figuarts releases. It's probably one of the bigger ones in terms of energy effect size that Bandai have included in their release. Hopefully in the future we get more large energy effect pieces like this, but obviously it does have its downside. Although it's huge and that's a good thing, there are weight issues with it, which means Vegito cannot hold it up by himself. We need a stand in order to hold up the energy sword. Over here, I just took out the S.H.Figuarts Zamasu. What we did is plug this peg over here included in Vegito at the back. This way we can then attach the energy sword. We can split it apart again and take this part out and also the bottom piece out like that, and let's try to attach it onto Zamasu. Alright, so I just read the instructions. What we do is for the tip of this energy blade, we take off this peg piece over here, and then we can plug it into Zamasu at the back. Afterwards, we end up something like that. So for the rest of the energy piece, I didn't really need to separate it. I can just put it back on again. Take this piece over here and put it back on. Okay, so after some adjusting, we have this end results like this. We can make it seem like Vegito is piercing Zamasu with the energy blade. This of course is a signature scene from Dragon Ball Super, one of the most iconic ones from the fight with Zamasu and Vegito. So this is actually really cool. Let's take a 360 look at it. Moving on, we now have the articulation segment. So the head, we have 360, look all the way up. That's really good. Look all the way down. Faceplate popped off a little bit in this process, so be careful. Look all the way down, side to side. We do have a bottom movement for the neck joint. Arms, rotation, 360 is no issue. We do have a movable shoulder pad over here that we can work with. Bendable elbow, bicep swivel, hand rotation, and a little bit of a wiggle from side to side. For the waist, we have an upper rotation, upper side to side, looking forwards, backwards for the waist bend or the ab crunch. The bottom, we have another rotation, a little bit of tilt. Combined with the waist, we can do a lot of great articulation poses. As for the legs, we have all the way up, all the way backwards, sideways, almost a full split. Knees, we have the bend, looks pretty good. And finally, for the boots or the feet, we have forward bend, backwards bend, 360, a little bit of an ankle pivot, the toe pivot, and there goes about it for our articulation 2.0. Nothing much to say here. Overall, it is excellent. Now let's move on to the size comparisons. So the first one that we're gonna do is gonna be pretty interesting. We have 3 Vegito blues over here, the middle being our review today. The left side is the event exclusive color of the original Vegito with the hair painted in the blue color to represent, of course, Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. And on the right side, we have the demonic fit Super Saiyan Vegito with the blue pack. All in all, I think all 3 are actually great figures, but of course, with the original event exclusive repaint of Vegito, it's definitely showing its age in terms of the articulation. In this aspect, our 2.0 Vegito and the demonic fit is way better in terms of articulation. In terms of the face sculpt, I also feel like the demonic fit and the 2.0 is a little bit better than the original one. Here's the original event exclusive version of Vegito Blue. I can't really find the normal faceplate right now, so excuse me for that. But his hair sculpt, I feel like it still looks okay, but definitely the new one is better. And over here we have the new Vegito hair sculpt and face. So definitely it has some more flair to it. I feel like this one is definitely better than the old one. Let's move the camera again. The demonic fit one is actually pretty good in my opinion over here, but in terms of the Dragon Ball Super Vegito, I still feel like the 2.0 figure, the one that we're looking at today, is probably the best one that represents the Dragon Ball Super Vegito. As for the demonic fit one, I feel like this hair sculpt looks more like the original Super Saiyan Vegito from Dragon Ball Z more. So it looks better in the yellow color than the blue color, but that's just my personal opinion. So for the Super Saiyan Blue version, I feel like the best one is a 2.0. Of course, in terms of articulation, the demonic fit also uses the 2.0 articulation, so that part is similar to our 2.0 Vegito. But the new color for Vegito 2.0 does look a bit more, I guess, attractive compared to the demonic fit. Just from seeing it on camera right now, the demonic fit paint job is a little bit dull and seems a little bit more plasticky. And in terms of quality control, Bandai, although they do have minor faults here and there depending on the release or just depending on the individual figure, is still overall way better than demonic fit. For the demonic fit one, they had this peg issue with the neck, and also some peg holes are very tight, or other parts may be loose, again depending on the figure. So this aspect, Bandai would win always. Well, that's enough rambling on from me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, which Vegito you guys prefer the best. Next up, for size comparison, we have the S.H.Figuarts Zamasu. Here we have the Dragon Ball Super version of Trunks. Next up, Figma, John Berserker. Here we have a Mafex Batman Hush. Next, let's show a Mezco, Netflix Punisher. Alright, final thoughts on today's figure, which is the Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, or Vegito 2.0 under the S.H.Figuarts line. I may be a bit biased over here since some of my favorite characters from the Dragon Ball series are Vegito or Gogeta, but this figure release really is a great one. In terms of articulation, it's a huge step up from the 1.0 Vegito. With his 2.0 articulation body, he can do much more cool poses compared to the previous 1.0 version. Also, the hair sculpt and the head sculpt is a huge upgrade compared to the 1.0 Vegito. The hair sculpt and the head sculpt really is a huge upgrade, as in my opinion, it has more of a resemblance to Vegito the character compared to the 1.0 version. As for accessories in terms of effects, this Vegito really does not disappoint. We have this cool new molding of a final Kamehameha effect part. I really do wish S.H.Figuarts can include more effects in the future like this one. In addition, we also have this huge beam sword effect piece, which is a huge upgrade compared to the previous effect part of this beam sword in the 1.0 release too. This one not only looks better, it's beefier and longer, but also we have the extra playability of having a clip to clip onto the back of Zamasu's body so we can make it look like the iconic scene of piercing Zamasu. In terms of negatives, if I had to pick something, it would be hopefully Bandai can increase their quality control in regarding to paint application in the future for the S.H.Figuarts line, as my Vegito figure did have a minor paint application defect on the left side in terms of the orange coloring. Other than that, I really enjoyed this figure. It's probably one of my favorite recent releases in the S.H.Figuarts Dragon Ball line. Anyways, there goes the end of today's review. If you guys enjoyed the video, please remember to support the channel by liking the video and subscribing. I would really appreciate that. As always, my friends, until next time, stay young at heart, and we're out.
was right.